Hey everybody, Punisher88 here, coming to you live with another Thursday review. So for today's review, I decided to go with some more Grant Morrison goodness. That's right, we're returning to the Multiversity series from DC Comics. And today we're reviewing the fourth installment in the series, entitled The Multiversity Pax Americana #1. For those of you who are wondering what the other titles in the series are, there's The Multiversity #1, there's the Multiversity Secret Society of Superheroes #1, and there's the Multiversity The Just #1. And if you guys are wondering if I did reviews on any of those titles, yes I did. I've done reviews on all three of those titles. And to make it a little easier on you guys, what I'll do is in the description below, I'll post links to all of those videos. Just for you. Sound good? Alright. So, now that you guys know what you're getting as a review for today, just sit tight and I'll be with you in just a sec. But first, cue that intro music. Hey everybody, welcome back. So as I mentioned in my intro, today we're reviewing the fourth installment in the Multiversity series, the Multiversity Pax Americana #1. Now before I get started, I just wanted to say a couple things. One, to those of you out there who either bought it already and read it, or haven't bought it and want to, be prepared for one big thing. Be prepared, for a story that is very, very, very similar to the Watchmen story of the 80s. I just wanted to put that out there. The second thing I wanted to get off my chest was everything, all my reviews leading up to this one, I've pretty much winged them, as I'm sure you guys can tell. There's no real structure to them or anything, and I really want to apologize to you guys for that. I was thinking about that for the past couple days, and I was like, I want to give my viewers, something good, something strong, something concrete, something with structure and everything. So, starting with this video, I decided, before actually doing this, I took down notes and everything, and here's the proof. Look at all those notes. I took notes down and everything, structured how I want this to go, and so bear with me if, while I'm doing this review for you guys, if it sounds like I'm reading quite a bit. Well, now that you see that I have notes, it probably is because I am reading. I was never really good at memorizing quite a bit of text and just relaying it out to someone, all from memory. So again, just bear with me, and we'll get through this. Alright, so like with most of my reviews, I always like to start with the cover first. So let's check out this cover. Now, like with all the Multiversity books, I like the covers for one big thing, and that's, well, sorry for the glare guys, but you see on the spine here, all those little circles, well, those are numbers, and they go from 0 to 51, since we're in the new 52, 0 to 51, and the present whatever. So each number is to represent what Earth the story that you're about to read is taking place in. So like this one, and they highlight a number to let you know what Earth the story's taking place in. So like in this book, number 4 is highlighted. So this is taking place in Earth number 4. One of the previous books, I think it was like Earth 11 and 16 or something were highlighted because it takes place in 2 worlds or something. So it's a good indicator. I also like this cover because, as you can see, it's the peace symbol on the cover, and the thing that piques your interest is it's on fire. So right off the bat, when you see a peace symbol on fire, you know that you're about to read something pretty intense. And this is intense, this story. It is a fantastic story, and when I say fantastic, I'm putting this in like the Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips fade out fantastic category. That's how much I like this book. To some of you out there, you might not like it at all, but again, this is simply based on my opinion, and everyone's entitled to their own. Cool? Okay. So, for the good parts of the story. Now, I want to start off by saying, and I know, again, to all the previous reviews I've done, I'm pretty horrible at doing this, and for this one I'm going to try not to do it. What I'm talking about is, when I review a comic, I like to try not to ruin an important plot detail. And like I said, I know for me it's really tough, because 9 times out of 10 I basically just love giving you guys all the information. I usually say, you know, I want you guys to read the book, but somewhere down the road in the process of me doing the video, I spill a whole bunch of detail anyway. So that's why for this issue I won't try and tell you the plot at all, because this is something you have to read for yourself to really get the whole picture pretty much. Cool? Another thing is the dialogue of the story. Now, in some parts of the book, the dialogue is like, okay, it works. But then in other parts of the book, the dialogue is like, oh my god, you know, it's intense, and, you know, it's cool. Like all the other Multiversity books, there's at least one character that's in one of the books that I'm sure myself or other people out there who have been reading this series would really like to see get more focused on. Like, some examples are, in the first Multiversity book, there's a character named Captain Carrot. And I believe back in the 80s he had his own series, but since then I've never really seen any real quirky stuff like that coming out of DC, and so that's why I would like to see more focus on that. In the Secret Society of Superheroes Multiversity book, a character that I'd like to see more focus on, even though he was focused on quite a bit in like the mid to late 80s and 90s, and I mean, he's a character that goes back a long time, back to like the JSA and everything, is Dr. Fate. And I myself have always liked Dr. Fate, because I find he's pretty much like DC's Doctor Strange, you know, the mystical arts and everything. And as trivial as it may sound, I really like his helmet he wears. It's awesome. But anyway, that's just me. In the Just, one character I'd like to see them focus on more in the way he's written in that universe, believe it or not, and it's not because I'm a fan of the character and I'm not going all fanboy on you or anything, but it's Batman. It's a Damian Wayne Batman, and I'd really like to see more focus on that Batman written how it was written in the Multiversity of the Just, you know. And so in this book, Pax Americana, the character that I myself would like to see more focused on, since I haven't seen much done on this character since I think like the 90s or whatever, is the Question. And in this book, they spend quite a bit of time focusing on him, which is cool. And remember at the beginning I said be prepared, because this is like almost like a 90% similarity to the Watchmen. Well, the parts where they focus on the Question, it's just like reading pretty much Rorschach, which is totally cool. I have no problem with that. So, but the thing is, it works the way they focus on him, but it doesn't really add, you know, like that oomph to the story pretty much. And but it's not a total downer, because we do get a couple of big developments from some of the other characters in the story. So it's all good. Another thing I wanted to mention is, and I pretty much never mention this, since, again, like I said, most of my reviews are really loosey-goosey, is pacing. Now, I know pacing in a comic is very important. Same as like in a movie. If your pacing is all out of whack, your movie's pretty much going to be shit. Excuse my language, but it's true. So same goes for a comic book. If the pacing is all over the place, you're just like, what the hell's going on? Well, in this book, the pacing is smack dab, 100% awesome. Whatchamacallit here? There's no really like wasting time with any like pointless little details or whatever, just to get their story across, to finish the story. Basically, it's they got their idea, they really just throw it at you, and they go, this is what we're giving you, and it's awesome. And especially for this book or the other Multiversity book, except the first one, because I think that's the start of like a main series. I'm not sure how it's really working out, but from like the Secret Society of Superheroes, the Just, Pax Americana, they're all #1 issues. So I'm pretty sure they're going as like one-shot books. So anytime you get a one-shot book with like great pacing, like with this one, it makes you feel good, because you're pretty much guaranteed that you're not going to get, a team up with this creative duo again or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's why pacing is key when it comes to a book, especially with the situation they're talking about in here. Pacing is key. Now, with all that said, I find what really makes this book is the artwork. The artist on this book is don't get mad at me if I say his last name wrong. It's Frank Quitely. I'm not sure how to say his last name, but he puts some of, if not his best art of his career in this book. From detailed images to how he does his 4x4 16-page 16-panel layouts and stuff. And to some people, I know they hate that, but I find if it's done right, it'll work. And hold on. And one thing, I was checking him out online, and when I say a lot of people I know, have been kicked off at his work before, one of the things that really stood out to me about negativity towards his work was I saw someone had said that he draws lumpy potato people. This is coming from the net, guys, so and it seems that has been a pretty big issue with Frank's work. But in this book, don't worry about it. There's no potato people in sight. This is really good stuff. So that was the good. Now the bad. Now normally when you guys watch my reviews, you notice that I almost have nothing bad to say about any comic. Well, that's because, again, like I mentioned, I just go right into it and just blurt everything out. I don't actually take the time to write notes and really focus on it. Well, this time I did. So the only bad I really find is, to be honest, since this is the first book I've actually did notes for, and all the other books I've reviewed have had no bad points. Basically, I find myself repeating what I just said. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay, now I'm rambling and really screwing myself up here. Sorry, I apologize. Okay, the only bad thing is, let's face it, besides the same fact that I really don't feel like waiting 4 darn months for the Ultra Comics issue of Multiversity. And when I say Ultra Comics, that's the comic book that's inside all the Multiversity books, the cursed comic book well, I'm sure down the line they are gonna do an actual Ultra Comics Multiversity book. So since I really don't feel like waiting 4 months for that, so we have a real idea of what's really happening, besides that, there's no real problem with this book. That whole waiting the 4 months thing, that's basically a joke saying, you know, whatever. It's real top-notch storytelling and everything, this book. My verdict, the award-winning team of Morrison and Quietly, whatever, you know, the saying, they make another notch in their belt. Well, this is living proof right here. The big thing I think is it'll require more than one reading just for you guys to really, you know, get your head around it. And to be honest, with the whole needs more than one reading, yeah, because it's going to take a hell of a lot of your attention to really see what's going on. I'm not saying anyone's dumb or anything. It's just, it's a very, very detailed story, like what Alan Moore Watchmen. So, okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review with the whole structure and all that stuff. And I promise from now on my reviews are going to be like this. Alright? If you guys stuck around for the 15 minutes and 20 some odd seconds, you guys rock. And yeah. Let's see, what else? Oh! You guys could still vote on the what you want as your choice for my 50th video. The list is still up on the Punisher 88 Facebook page. I really urge you guys to go vote. I'll put a link in the description as well to that. I'm going to leave it up till probably either Thursday or Friday afternoon. And because Saturday is, this Saturday, people, is the big day. It's, you know, video number 50 is coming up. So I really look forward to that. Alright? I know I said this Saturday was supposed to be Iron Man issue 304, but I didn't realize that episode 50 was going to be falling on this Saturday. So probably the Saturday after, you guys will get Iron Man 304. Sound good? Alright. So that brings me to another to the end of another Thursday review. And like with all my reviews now, in the famous words of Mr. Art Spiegelman, remember people, comics are the gateway drug to literacy. I love that! Okay, sorry guys. Alright, so I'll see you guys on Saturday, and have a good one, people. Laters.